What is up, Team Flynn? Thank you so much for joining me today. This is day 136 of the income stream, and I figured, we haven't done normal just ask me anything in a long time here on the chat. We've had moments where we've had a lot of questions answered, but not just a specific container to do so. And I'd love to take this Sunday where often we have a smaller crowd. I want those of you who are here to have a chance to get your questions answered by me. Whatever the questions might be, everything's up for grabs except my home address and my phone number and my credit card number. Everything else, we're totally cool. We're totally cool. So let me know if you have any questions. If you do have any questions, type in the word question in all caps in the chat, just all caps, and followed by your question, and I'll do my best to get to as many as I can. I do also want to keep track of how many I answer. Any guesses on how many we'll be able to answer today? No prize, just see how close you get. Anyway, welcome in. Thanks so much today, and this is the income stream. Whoa, what's going on?
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope all is well in your camp. All's well here on my camp. We as a family had to make some decisions recently on some school-related things, and that was a pretty tough decision because it seems like we're all stuck between a rock and a hard place. But whatever you as a parent might decide, I'm here in support of you. I understand different people have different situations. So that was a little bit interesting. We had to, and almost were forced to make a decision, or else it would be made for us, and that's kind of tough. It's definitely been an interesting year. Again, I'm here to answer your questions. Whatever questions you have, I'm here for you. Also, I want to try something new today since this is more casual, but I'm going to go rapidly through these questions for you. I want to try something that I discovered from a fellow YouTuber / Twitch streamer named Harris Heller. If you've heard of Harris, let me know in the chat. Harris Heller has a lot of amazing content on his channel. He teaches people through his own examples, similar to how I teach business through my own examples, how to do Twitch. And in fact, he has created a really amazing service I want to introduce to you. It's absolutely free. I'm going to share this with you right now. It's called Stream Beats. If you look up Stream Beats on YouTube, he's essentially created this channel / playlist of videos that are all royalty-free beats that he's created so that streamers and YouTubers can just have them play in the background of their videos just to add a little bit more flavor, legit for free. Just, see if you can offer credit if you happen to use it. But it's literally an amazing idea. That his community is amazing. This entire Stream Beats idea is absolutely brilliant and astonishingly generous. And saving the stream community. He's done a lot. So I'm gonna hit play on this. We'll just have it play in the background very softly here, so that we can have a little bit of ambient music as we go along. And I'm gonna hit play. Let me know if it's too loud or just right. All right. So hopefully his channel is Alpha Gaming. Thank you. Fun will now commence. Thank you for that. Let's see. So I'm going to keep going here. Question from Cindy. Do you ever use a mixer when you are live streaming? I am indeed using a mixer. I can show you right now exactly what I'm using. I'm using this box down here. It's called the Rodecaster Pro. And I love this thing. The Rodecaster Pro. And I attach my microphones to it. And it allows me to connect things. It allows me to do sound effects like that, and I can tap in my stuff from my computer into my streams. I can actually connect my phone to it. I can have a lot of control over what's happening using this particular mixer, and it has 4 inputs for XLR connections, and one of those is my microphone up here, which you might be able to see there. This silver one. This is the connector for my overhead cam. But yeah, it's great. I absolutely love it. Cool. Thank you for the question. So that's question number 1. I'm just keeping track of how many questions I answer because that'll help me kind of speed through these and make sure I get to as many as possible. Yes, we're live. Quick question, Pat. I'm trying to narrate my first audiobook. Do you have any tips on how to narrate books or audiobooks? This is really funny, Adam, because I remember trying to do this myself with my architecture book back in 2008. And I tried to do it myself. I took 2 weeks. All I had was a gaming microphone because that's all I could afford at the time. And I recorded it and it was absolutely terrible. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to master these files. If possible, get into a studio. This would be ideal if you have the opportunity and the resources to do so. Get into a studio that's actually meant for recording audiobooks, because they're gonna have like an engineer for you, they're gonna have all the best equipment, and you can just literally walk in and you read and you work on that. Everything else is taken care of. They'll be there too, and the engineer is in fact very important, or somebody else with you reading along is really important, because sometimes we don't even know the mistakes we're making when we're reading. It was very surprising how many things that I got wrong when I was actually reading my own book. And I've done this 3 times now with Let Go, Will It Fly, and Superfans. Now, if you have to do this on your own, or you have the ability to do it on your own, take it in, I would do it in large sort of chunks, right? Because another thing I've noticed is that if I separate my time, like morning session, and then I take a long break, and then I come back in the afternoon, or I do it across like a whole week, like my voice will sound different every day, and depending on the time of day. Of course, you know, as you wake up in the morning, your voice is perhaps a little bit deeper, Adam. But drink a lot of water, create a big space of time to get through it as much as possible, and also read on an iPad if possible, a larger iPad with larger fonts that you can just use your finger to swipe over. That's not going to make a lot of noise. If you read through a physical book, then it's going to make some noise on the microphone. And of course, the microphone that you use is going to be really key too. So thank you for that question. 2 questions down. Question from Gadgeteer. Pat, when you got laid off, what was the thing that got you on the path of entrepreneurship? Did you just wake up to decide to do it? I had a realization that I had done everything that I was supposed to and yet still got let go. So then I was searching for answers. I didn't really know what the answer was going to be. But the truth of the matter is I got inspired by another podcast, and it was called Internet Business Mastery. And that podcast showed me the way, paved the path, and that's what opened up my eyes. In fact, there was one particular episode with a man named Cornelius Fitchner, who was teaching people how to pass the project management or the PM exam. And it was on that interview on Internet Business Mastery that inspired me to go, well, how might I be able to do the same thing with my architecture knowledge and a particular exam called the LEAD exam that I had just passed myself. So that was really the moment. And of course, there was a lot of tough moments, a lot of tough decisions, a lot of things outside my comfort zone after that, but that's what became the light bulb. Good morning, Pat, and evening in the chat. I ended my stream streak yesterday. It was 134 days straight. Yesterday was unavoidable and was beneficial for family in need. Missed you all. No worries, Samson. I recognize that you weren't there, but I didn't want to call it out, but I'm thankful that you did. Everybody, Samson is the person who has had the longest streak here in the chat. 134 days straight. We're 136 days now. New streak coming, right? New streak coming. Thank you, Samson. I appreciate you for your commitment and everything that you've done. So wait, so will this be now with chill music? Yeah, for right now. I mean, just today I'm experimenting. You let me know what you think about the music in the background, if it's too loud, too soft, or a distraction. But this is more of a conversation today, so I wanted to have it be like, let's say we're in a coffee shop and we're just chilling, or we're in a lounge having a drink together. Coffee today. Where are we going today? We're going to Disneyland today, which nobody else can go to because it is absolutely closed. So glad they remained closed though, because a lot of people got upset, but I think it's the right thing to do. Yo, what up, Pocket Linko? Good to see you here. That Rodecaster Pro's a beast. Thank you. Question, does it allow EQ fix to it too? Yes, there is indeed options to do some within the box. I'm talking about the Rodecaster Pro, to do some equalization for sure. You can even select the type of voice you have, low, medium, high. You can select the microphone you have, in fact, and they'll fine tune it to that. And you can change, it's not totally manual. It's either on or off, right? Like the de-esser and the noise gate and all those things. You either turn it on or off. Dr. Joella says, I've been looking into a gaming chair. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. I just saw that come in. I'll give you a shout out in just a moment. I've been looking into a gaming chair for you. Would you be sitting where you are now? I saw one of the Twitch replays and saw you sitting at this setup. Is that normal? No, I'm not going to be sitting at this setup. I'm going to be sitting at a lower desk down here, and it's going to be normal desk height, if you will. But thank you. Martin says, love the chill, not quite what I need as I do some sprints, but my mind is so calm. Cool. Is there a mic that can modulate the voice pitch during live streaming? Indeed there is. Not a microphone, but you'll need either a program to do it or another mixer. Unfortunately, this Rodecaster Pro can't do that for you. It can't change the pitch. You'll have to do that in a software that then could take it into your streams or videos. But if you're on a PC or Windows, there's one called the Go XLR. Go XLR is what I use on my Twitch streams. I can actually show it to you right here. I'm just gonna see if I can turn this around. Sorry. It's that box right there. This is where I'll be streaming, by the way, Dr. Joella. Whoa, did you see that dust fly? That looked like a UFO. That box right there is the Go XLR, and it's hilarious. You can literally change your pitch, and I have some settings on there to have myself sound like Darth Vader or a chipmunk, and it's the kids, since I'm streaming with them, they absolutely love it. The stream loves it. It's really fun. Great question, thank you. We're at question number 6 so far. Hey Pat, as someone with only one online course currently, what would you say are the essential email automations that have to be in place? My initial new sub pitch and thank you sequence. Thank you, Chris. So I would say that if you are going to try and make this thing evergreen, if you have the one course and you're trying to make it evergreen, then this is where these automated sequences would come into play that would then eventually lead to a pitch of some kind after perhaps a 2-week nurture period. Within that nurture period, I would have emails that go out that crush the objections that people have about whatever this is that you're building to solve. I would have emails that are more logical about, okay, well, here is a problem. Here are the different kinds of solutions and how I've been able to sort of tackle that myself. Something coming that I'd love to share with you to help you tackle it too. You'll see that email a little bit later. And again, just not trying to be so aggressive and so upfront with it. Another email that can go out is a more story-based one. If you have any highlights from some of your own students or clients or other people that you've worked with in the past that have gone through some similar program of yours and you've helped them, pull out that story. Have them be the one that relates to your audience as well. And of course, leading into the launch and post announcement, you can have some follow-up emails that really unlock those objections even more, that go over a lot of the benefits and the features of the course. And of course, if there happens to be a sequence that allows you to end the launch period for them, if you were to do this using a tool like Deadline Funnel, this is how you can have individual subscribers have their own launch funnel sequence for them based on cookies and IP address and such. Legit their own unique countdown timer. It's really neat. Then you can have some emails that say things like last chance, final day, etc. Deadline Funnel is the name of the tool. It's a little bit more complicated to use, but it is very, very powerful if you can do that. Now, if you aren't going to be launching Evergreen and you're going to be launching sort of periodically, if that makes sense, every quarter, every few months, etc., then you would just use those automatic sequences to deliver, I would imagine, your best tips and automate them and have people look forward to opening the next one, using that opportunity to essentially train your audience to open your emails and get a ton of value, such that when you do open up your launch for your course, it's just part of the same conversation that you've had. And it's just like, hey, like you've trained them to open it. They're going to open these ones as well because they know you have value to share. Thank you, Christopher. April says, Pat, have you ever created your own WordPress plugin from scratch? I have. It was a massive failure, 100% failure. In fact, this was that story I tell where I was paying a developer $6,000 to do something in 6 weeks for me. It ended up taking $15,000 in 6 months. I became very greedy. It was a money-first approach, which was absolutely the worst approach. And I learned a huge lesson in product validation during that time too. Do you have any people you can point me to for easy to understand video tutorials? Legit, like you're going to make it yourself? I don't know. I would imagine there's a lot of people who are WordPress developers who could point you in the right direction, but hiring somebody or partnering with somebody who has that knowledge would probably be best, so you can focus on the development of the idea and the marketing of it as well. To do the marketing and the development is going to be pretty tough. You might also look in the WordPress plugin repository, like where there's millions of plugins, and you might be able to find developers through there and just reach out to the authors of those plugins and see what might happen from there. Keisha says, been a long week, but glad to be here. Thanks, fun will now commence. Keisha, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. How can I make a good lead magnet? I recommend you come to the stream tomorrow. I'm going to be legit talking about lead magnets, different kinds, easy, hard, but powerful ones to help bring people into your email list. An easy way to do this would be to take your most popular content, whatever it might be, and create a supplemental PDF file that would help, whether it's a checklist or a summary or a follow-up or step 2, whatever it is. This way you can absolutely begin collecting emails now and have this powerful thing that relates to a piece of content that already exists on your website. And then you can start pointing more people back to that resource, whether that's the PDF file itself or that very popular article. You can pop that into your autoresponder email list so that people will always find it. And they appreciate when you dig up the things that are popular from your archive. And that's where I would start, something simple. There's a lot of things that you could do, and I'm gonna be talking about them tomorrow for sure. So make sure you come in, and that's gonna be as special request from K-Walk Comedy, who I don't know if she left for church or whatnot, but that was by request, and I think that's a smart idea. So we'll talk about a whole bunch of different things. I'll give you some specific examples as well, and it should be a lot of fun. All right. Let's see here. My guess is 34 questions answered. We are at 8 questions so far. Good morning, y'all. All right, let's see. Question from Bernard. When you have no website and no products to use, how do you start with affiliate marketing? So you could potentially use your social channels to be able to do that, right? Facebook, LinkedIn, access that you might have in groups, direct messages with people, what have you. When you start talking about your own experience with products that you've used, right? Then that's where I would start. Affiliate marketing without having used products, I wouldn't recommend you're there yet. I would say that either go find products that you use and reverse engineer the ability to affiliate market from there, or reach out to companies that you want to do this for and see how you might be able to potentially strike a deal to get them to either give you free access or limited access or a free sample of something first, or even ask the people around you if there's anything that you could potentially borrow that you could experiment with. And what I would do is, instead of just popping onto social media and just saying, hey guys, I use this product, check it out, I would in fact wrap that promotion around a campaign or a challenge or an experiment that you've done. Hey guys, I use this tool for 1 whole week. I wanted to give you my experience with it and what I've learned. And that could be very valuable in a group. And of course, by the end of that, if people are interested and they want to thank you, they can go through your affiliate link from there. Awesome. Question, have you reviewed your airport test paper, or do you set a time to review it to keep on target? I review it every single year because every year goals change, circumstances change. So I go through my own paper airport test exercise. If you don't know what we're talking about, in fact, you can actually download my book for free. If you go to, and this is still available, by the way, smartpassiveincome.com/toolkit. And this is a resource that you can use to offer, that offers a lot of resources for those who are struggling during this time in the pandemic. We are offering my course, Smart From Scratch, for free right now. It's normally $249. You can get access to this for free, legit, today if you'd like. And also my book, Will It Fly and Let Go. But in regards to the Smart From Scratch course, we've given away over $3.2 million, y'all, worth of that course. $3.2 million. And people are using that to validate new products and to have direction in what they're doing. And part of that exercise is, or part of that process is an exercise called the airport test within each of those resources. And that'll help you guide your decision-making moving forward based on where you want to be down the road. So thank you for allowing me to share that, Margaret. I appreciate you. All right, question and super chat from Tyler. Yo, thank you so much for the super chat, Tyler. This month, we are donating to PolarisProject.org, which helps support the victims of human trafficking and helping to put a stop to that. And I've been reading up more on that topic and that industry. It's just absolutely just mind-boggling what is happening and right under our noses. So PolarisProject.org, thank you for the super chat, Tyler. Question is, WordPress the only blogging platform you recommend from an SEO perspective? Who generates the most SEO-friendly code? Thank you, Tyler. I would say that WordPress is, in my experience, the one that allows you for most opportunities. And the reason for that is because you just have more customization options. However, because of that, it's a little bit more complicated to start with. However, there are themes and whatnot, and I think within the realm of WordPress, it's the theme that you select that's going to be really important, plus the plugins that you use, and also the minimization of plugins, because the more plugins that you add, the more JavaScript, the more code is on your website, and the more it can actually slow it down. There is a WordPress plugin called Yoast SEO plugin, Y-O-A-S-T. Yoast SEO plugin, which is, if you're a WordPress user, you should absolutely be using. It'll help you prepare your articles and target certain keywords and help you make sure your description and all the metadata is set correctly, that in your article you're mentioning it the optimal number of times, and all these sorts of things. That's really important. The speed of your website is going to be really important. But I will say, obviously, Squarespace and Wix and those kinds of places that are sort of more out-of-the-box solutions for websites work just the same, because the end result is the same. It's the matter of the setup and the customization and what you have. I would say in the world of podcasting, however, Squarespace is not really pulling its weight, and that's where WordPress, if you have a podcast, can be a really great solution for you to build something custom for displaying your podcast, for SEO for podcast, etc. The Fusebox.fm plugin for podcasters as well, creating SEO-friendly transcripts, and that's a WordPress-only plugin right now, so you see how WordPress can help in that manner. So yeah, I would say WordPress is definitely by far the proven one, and it's one that has most customization, and it has a lot of support for it as well. Hey Archer, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate you. You're awesome. Asma says, what's the thing you do when you get bored to raise yourself to be in good again? I play with my kids, hang out with my kids. They light me up. They are my why. They are why I'm here more than anything. You're why I'm here as well. Kind of feel like you're my kids too. What was that in my voice? Because I'm here to take care of you. I'm here to lead by example. I'm here to coach you. I'm not here to necessarily tell you what to do. I want to coach you through this process so you can discover it and learn your own path yourself. I'm just here to guide the way. I'm your guide. I have all the information. It's up to you to discover, and I'm going to point you in the right direction. So, Grandma Goodie, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. You're amazing. Thank you for the support to help put an end to human trafficking. Again, we're supporting PolarisProject.org this month, and we're going to be donating hopefully a significant amount of money through your super chats and through my own family's donation. For those of you who didn't realize, we donated last month to YemenFoundation.org to help the families and especially children over there who are suffering, and we donated $2,000. And they reached out to me and said some really nice words, and I want to pass it on. That thanks to you. So thank you. So yeah, I hang out with my kids, and luckily we are at a moment now where we're 24/7 access to them, right? So when I leave this door at the top of the hour here, I'm reminded constantly of them being little sponges and trying to do what I can to best lead them to a good life and to be good citizens and to provide value to the world and to live a happy life. And that inspires me. That inspires my wife. This is why she chooses to be a stay-at-home mom. And we're all in on them. We're all in on them. That's my focus for sure. Thank you so much for that question. 11 questions in, y'all. 11 questions in. All right. So lucky. I'm here while training. Maybe that Listen Street crown will be mine. Yeah, maybe. I don't know how we'll be able to keep track now, but I think that you're very close up there, Martin, for daily. Now that Samson has been dethroned. No, I'm just kidding. Who's now passing on the crown to somebody else potentially. Thank you. I like it. Sounds like we're just lounging around. Yeah, I agree. Trying to get to these answers as quickly as possible. Question from Gadgeteer. As an entrepreneur, how do you plan for retirement savings? What are your tips on saving, and where do you start? I get help. I have a CPA who is helping me distribute my income in certain kinds of ways. We have a trust account. We have our estate planning is legit and on par. We're ready to go. If I get hit by a bus tomorrow, I'm going to be okay. My family's going to be okay. We'll all be fine. We are donating not donating, but we're putting about 35% of our income into retirement and savings. It's not all retirement and savings, a certain percentage of that. So the way it works is I get income coming in, and it varies because there's different member distributions. There's different, some months are better than others. And whatever the total amount of income that comes in, that is then distributed into, 50% of it's saved for taxes. Then the rest of it is saved for, and yes, 50% because I live in California and the United States. And then the rest of it is, 15% of that is used for specifically, the normal payments that we make every single month, and the rest gets distributed. The 35%, some of that gets distributed to retirement accounts. I do try to maximize that out every single paycheck, and every single month, every single year. Then a certain percentage of that goes into investment accounts. Some of it goes into an account that we have for a down payment for something that we're trying to save up for, and then the rest, the leftover, get distributed to the individuals in the family. So my kids' accounts and me and April's fun account. So me and April both have a fun account, which the leftover money gets into. Whatever that dollar amount is, that just grows, and she has an account, whatever she wants to do with that. She could literally, I don't care what she does. She's okay to do whatever she wants with that. Things that I want to do, like eventually I'm probably going to buy a DeLorean at some point. Like if I buy it with my Pat's Fun Money account, she can't say anything about that. So I have to, I have to earn more money to get to that point. But that's how sort of we manage our finances. And with help from others. We've gotten guidance from others as well in order to do it that way. I'm targeting entrepreneurs, and SBO, small business opportunities, is my niche. Really struggling with my so that statement. Waiting on my invite to SPI Pro, wondering if the folks in the chat might be willing to help. Yeah, the so that statement, that's going to be your benefit. So what is it that you're going to be offering, and what is the ultimate transformation, Sean? This is how we can sort of wrap our head around, well, okay, you're offering these services, but so that what? Is it so that the person can actually spend less time on their business and more time with their customers? Is it so that, and that's a great small business one, right? Because a lot of small business owners get into business not to do paperwork and taxes and all this sort of brain heavy stuff, but to do more of their art and sell it and share it with more people. Or maybe you take care of the marketing part of the business so that they can focus more on their craft, right? You take care of the marketing, they take care of the craft, right? So that and people buy for not that many reasons. They buy because it either increases their reputation and authority. They buy because it's saving them time. They buy because it's something they need to survive. They buy because they're making more money. These are sort of the so that reasons that we can sort of tie down and get into when it comes into the root of exactly why people are buying our stuff. Jillian, OMG, I love your shirt. You have the best shirts. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. That voice thing is where boo comes from. Yes, that Go XLR that we talked about is where that high squeaky boo came from. That's sort of an inside joke for the Twitch streamers that watch me and my kids. Let's see. 8MMI says, how much time should you give yourself if you have started content creation and haven't found much success? What should be your measures of success? Growth is your measure of success. If you've done stuff and you're getting the same results, well, then you got to change up what you're doing so that you can have growth. Not a certain number, but just increased improvement over time. Not maybe necessarily article to article, but like month over month, if you will, and experimenting and trying new things that are outside of the normal. Because if you just continue to do the same things you've been doing, but you're expecting different results, you're going to go insane. I think that's an Einstein quote. And it's really important for us to do that. So when it comes to content creation, how much time would you give yourself? I would give more time up front to sharpen that axe, if you will, before I chop down the tree. So let's dive into exactly what my target audience might need or what the hot topics are, and really over deliver in terms of value, creating pillar posts and maybe case studies and examples that people can literally take and use for themselves, and focusing on that versus just kind of, and I'm not saying you're doing this, but this is very common, just taking what other people doing and just saying the same thing, but maybe just adding your own voice on top of it. No, what's something that's only unique to you that you can add to it that will have you stand out and be a little bit different than what you have been doing? So thank you for that question. 14 in. Question. Yo, Gadgeteer, thank you so much for the question. I appreciate you. Greg says, using Market Samurai to research the teaching kids tennis niche, running into a dead end. It makes me think that no one wants to learn this stuff. I think you're perhaps pigeonholing yourself into the keywords that you're using. You're probably looking up questions like kids tennis coaching, or things like that, or how to learn tennis as a kid, or I don't know what keywords you're using, but you could go one level out or use a little bit of inspiration on other people's websites. Look at other tennis coaches, and in fact, we might be able to do this live right now. So, tennis coach for kids, and I'm just gonna look this up. Tennis coach, private coach. Let's see, kids tennis lessons. Kids tennis lessons with my tennis lessons for kids. I'm gonna scroll down here. Tennis for kids, kids tennis lessons near me, tennis lessons for kids, junior tennis lessons near me. So I'm already finding keywords that you might be able to use. In fact, hold on, let me turn that off. Right here on the bottom, I just looked up tennis coach for kids or kids tennis lessons. And I can scroll down and I can go, okay, 10 and under lesson plans, tennis academy for kids, tennis drills for kids. These are the kind of, this is where I would start, and then you can dive into there. Or you can go the website route, right? Where I can go, let's see, I can go playyourcourt.com. I can go view page source, keywords, keyword, kids tennis lesson. I'm not finding the keywords like I thought I was going to. Here, these are some keywords. These are the titles that they're using for certain sections. So these are just different places that you could find, inspiration for what you might be able to start searching for. And remember, those keywords, these are seed keywords that then uncover more keywords and longer tail keywords. So hopefully that helps you, Greg. A little bit of a back entry into what some of those things might be. Excuse me, chat, while I take a quick sip of coffee. Yo, super chat, gift biz, thank you. I'll get to that in just a moment. Thank you, chat, for your awesomeness, by the way. How do you get or create the Pat Flynn emoji, your opening comment today? That is through what's called YouTube memberships. Now, that's not available yet. I haven't opened, quote unquote, opened the doors to that. But tomorrow, you'll see that there'll be a new button underneath this video that says join. Again, not required. So many of you have donated and continue to donate that I wanted to give you an opportunity to get some fun things as a result. So if you donate, and actually the lowest tier price will be $1.99, and that's a subscription for $1.99 per month. Some of you come in, like Hey Archer, and provide that per day to donate to our causes. Again, all the money that comes in is still gonna go to these causes that we're supporting every month. But I just wanted to unlock this for you so that you can have something fun as a reward, as a thank you. And then the more members we get, the more emojis we can unlock and the more fun we can have. And there's some fun perks that I can offer for people too, like member-only streams. There is a ability to do member-only chats, but I'm not gonna do that. And there's some other fun things that I can offer too. So that's coming. You'll see some fun emojis, the bro emoji, some emojis of my face, kind of reaction emojis, and we will unlock more over time. We can actually create those together, which will be really fun. But look up in your YouTube channel. If you go to monetization, you can find membership, and that's where you can actually start to structure emojis. In fact, members will also have a nice little icon next to their name as well. And the longer you stay a member, the icon changes over time, which is pretty cool. Francis says, I realize the voice difference with recording from day to day when adding a closing call to action on another day. Any advice on getting the sound levels close on GarageBand? I would say it would be a matter of you recording at the same time of day. I've noticed that the time of day, whether it's, after lunch, it gets really tired, in the morning, you have that groggy voice. If you record at the same time of day every day, then you're not gonna have as much of a problem. And just make sure you drink a lot of water so everything's loose right beforehand. So those are 2 additional questions I answered there. We're at 17 questions answered. Team Flynn, you're amazing. Question, no one ever Googles tennis for kids. I find that hard to believe. Any tips? Yeah, typically people often will search for longer tail keywords, right? Instead of tennis for kids, they're not looking that up. They're looking maybe more something specific like lessons or lesson plan, tennis for kids. How do I get my kid to learn tennis? How do I teach my kid tennis? Teaching kids tennis. Again, it's gonna take a little bit of creativity to go from there. Francis says, question, as a simple fix for sound balancing with guests, does it make it better sound other end if they simply use earbuds with a mic? Earbuds with a mic works. If you are doing an interview and you want that person to sound really good, but they have this sort of default MacBook Pro microphone, makes them sound like a tin can, oftentimes the earbuds with a mic will work, and you can suggest that even ahead of time if they have that. However, I will say, you gotta be careful, because if you offer that, that can be great, it can work, but sometimes the mic is dangling sort of midway through, or it can brush up, and we don't want this to be the sound that happens during an interview. And this has happened at least 5 or 6 times in the hundreds of interviews that I've done, so it's quite common. And if that happens during the interview, stop the interview, just say, hey, excuse me, before you go on, I'm hearing some noise from your microphone. Your mic might be brushing up against your shirt or something. Can you just make sure that it's not doing that? Because I wanna make sure that you sound great. And I always throw that in because it's for them, not for me, right? So that's just something to look out for if you happen to choose to offer that as a solution for better audio on the other side. Cool. Loving this background music. Thank you. Yes, big shout out to Harris Heller. If you happen to know Harris, I'd love to get in contact with him. I'd love to invite him on the podcast and learn more. Alpha Gaming is his channel. He's provided stream beats for legit free. It's royalty free. Any streamer can use it. It's amazing that he's just done that, which is pretty cool. Pat, coffee, rocket fuel. Indeed. Question from Maui Guy Life. Hey, good to see you here again. It's been a while. Which is the best WordPress theme or setup that should be super quick and easy for adding my blogs, podcasts, and so that I can add my video tutorials to them as well? All of them will essentially get the job done for you, if that makes sense. However, there are some that are better than others. You could check out StudioPress.com has a number of themes that you could check out. My Theme Forest, and if you have a podcast, you can look up specifically podcast theme or something related to that. Podcast websites is another place that might be able to serve you as well. There's a lot of places out there. The best theme is hard to nail down because you have your own style. You have, maybe you want a certain look, maybe more modern, maybe more not so modern, more minimal. There's different options that you could try out. So I can't give you a specific theme in mind that'll do that for you. All right. Very cool, very cool. Let's see. Scrolling down, looking for more questions. Thank you, chat, for being here, by the way. You are amazing. Over 100 viewers here on a Sunday, which is pretty good. We typically get around this amount on Sunday, and I started the wait list a little late, or the waiting room a little late today. I apologize. Dole Whip Dad is back, everybody.
Bruh.
Good morning. Been on vacation, but glad to be here on the income stream. Hope everyone is doing well. Where are you? I hope your vacation is awesome. 136 days. Wow, you are Back to the Future prototype super machine. Thanks for everything. No, I appreciate you, Wendy. You're amazing. Let's see. Thank you for these free classes. Much appreciated. Wow, you deserve them. Congrats, Pat Flynn. Hey, I'm here for you. Thanks for Smart from Scratch and Build Your Own Brand and Will It Fly. I recommend all of them. Thank you. Question. There we go. I'm planning a Cooped Up Kids 3-day challenge. Should I time and promote it to relate to back to school being so different than this year? It could be something that you could mention that would tie to exactly what's on parents' minds right now, right? Like all of parents are making tough decisions right now related to this. And as a release, as a decompression, as a way to sort of distract people from that could be a part of the messaging. And yeah, absolutely. But it doesn't have to be the focus. It doesn't have to be like the central theme. I think a lot of us are tired of making these hard decisions as parents related to what's coming up. But yeah, I think it should be a part of your messaging for sure. Yo, hey Archer, thank you. Happy Sunday, everyone. Team replay. Hashtag bruh. Hashtag what else you on the replay. Yes, Hey Archer has been coming on the replay, but very dedicated to coming in still, even though he can't make it live, so I appreciate you for that. Miss Boyce, hello. Mr. Pat Flynn, this is nice. A nice chilled out Sunday, hot drink in hand, nice chat. I love it. Great idea. I think this is what Sundays are going to be. You know, Sundays, I like to take a little bit more chill time, and the website reviews, those take a lot of brain power for sure. And yesterday, you know, for whatever reason, I wasn't struggling, but I was like very lethargic and tired after. I don't know what was going on, but anyway, today, like, let's just have Sundays be chill days, y'all. Let's have Sundays be the Q&A days. I like that. That'd be fun. Thank you. Steve Klein in the house, y'all. Steve Klein is awesome. He and I have connected in SPI Pro. In fact, he's doing great. I like what he says here. Plus, Wix and Squarespace doesn't do the best job at SEO as other WordPress plugins do. I agree. Sort of just like baseline, okay, let's title, description, that's it. There's so much more that you can unlock for that. Francis says, advertising on podcast on platform Podcorn, linked with Buzzsprout. I've started to fill out the info and then it asks how much I'd like to charge. I have no reference ideas. So when it comes to podcast advertising, typically it's going to be based on what's called a CPM model. That might be what they're asking you for. CPM stands for, actually I answered like 3 questions there, 4 questions. CPM means cost per milli, cost per thousand, milli being Latin for, or some language for 1,000. So cost per 1,000 downloads. And so you can sort of extrapolate what you might be able to charge from there. The typical CPM is anywhere between $15 and all the way up toward $50. I've charged once $40 CPM, but we didn't offer just space on the website and on the podcast. We offered access to our email list and, you know, certain things like that. So there's a lot more that you could offer in addition to just space on the podcast itself. right? So social media shout outs and whatnot, and you can increase the price point from there. So wherever you feel you fit in between 15 and 40 or 15 and 50 feet CPM, a lot of numbers and random letters that I'm saying. C3PO, R2D2. Now I just confused you even more. You can fit into there, and if you want to just take a shot in the dark, $30, right? CPM, $25 CPM is typically a nice place to start. So you can imagine that if you get 10,000 downloads per month, and you're having people within 4 episodes because you come out with 1 per week, you could probably expect $250, right? $25 times 10 is 10,000, $250 for 10,000. Super chat from Grandma Goodie. Grandma Goodie loves kiddos, hates human trafficking. Thank you so much for the support there. I appreciate you. All right, looking for more questions. Remember, if you have a question, type in the word question in all caps because that's how I find it. April says, where do the majority of entrepreneurs turn for family coverage health insurance? Are copays, deductibles high? I'm with United Health, and that's through a tool that we use for our payroll. I'm in fact on my own company's healthcare plan, and it's very reasonable, if you want to call it that. I remember just this discussion because back when I started as an entrepreneur, I was experimenting with potentially getting onto Cobra because I had just gotten laid off. Cobra is the ability for you to stay with the current health plan that you have from your employer, and I had gotten laid off, but you have to pay a lot more for that, and it's only for a certain period of time. And I don't know what the rules are now. Again, that was 12 years ago, and unfortunately, my wife, who was not working at the time, we had gotten pregnant, and she didn't have insurance. And pregnancy back then was a pre-existing condition, and we didn't have insurance when Keone was born. It was all out of pocket, legit. $1,200 for a doctor's visit. Every day in the hospital was an additional $6,000 after he was born, and he had jaundice, so we had to stay a little bit extra. And he was a preemie. So if he had come out early, like he did, he came out a month early, y'all. And if there were complications there, we would have been bankrupt, 100%. We made some mistakes we didn't know, and just the system, it was a systemic issue that eventually got solved when Obama came. I don't want this to get political, but pre-existing condition pregnancy was no longer accounted for that after Obamacare. But that's still the case today, as far as I understand. But we go through a tool called Gusto, which connects with United Health, which has really great plans. And I know that there's some other private insurance companies that can help out for entrepreneurs during this time, but it is definitely an issue for sure. Awesome. Scooby Life, no, right? The California Sunshine Tax. I actually formed my own LLC and CA because I saw that you did it too, and I respect your decision. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Felix says, I'm struggling to decide if it's better to sell my courses on Udemy or similar marketplaces, or to sell the courses on my own portal, such as Teachable, etc. What do you recommend? So you're gonna have to make this decision for yourself, Felix, but in my own opinion, it's my disclaimer, I would highly recommend you sell these on your own. Yes, on a marketplace like Udemy, you have access to people who are looking for these things, but typically you're gonna be charging a lower price point because it's compared to others and it's a race to the bottom in this marketplace. And I had a friend who was on Udemy who had a course. He was selling it for, I think, $49. He woke up one morning, he had 2,000 new students. He was stoked. He went to check his account, expecting $10,000 in his account. Udemy offered his course for free without even asking. They just offered it, or maybe just didn't get the approval, or I don't know. I don't even know how that works, but they offered it during a promo, and he had 2,000 students that was now gonna be customer service for him. That he didn't get any money for, or he got small potatoes for it. So that wasn't cool. You have way more control over having it be on your own platform, and it's something that you own. It's something that you control. You will have to work on getting eyeballs on it. However, Teachable has something called Discover, where they're starting to now create their own sort of marketplace for Teachable specific courses that I've been a part of as well, which is pretty cool. But the team there, they want you to succeed. They want you to make money, right? Udemy makes the money mostly if you're selling through marketplaces like that or Skillshare. So it's a balance, right? Because maybe you're going to be doing it for more of an exposure play, right? In which case then okay, well then maybe it is worth getting on those marketplaces. Similar to if you're selling a book and you want to make money from your book, it might be better to do the Nathan Barry approach and having it be sold on your website. You can play with the pricing tiers better, you have more freedom. However, you'll have to get your own traffic versus getting on Amazon, but Amazon's taken 30% plus. They're forcing you to charge your ebook between $1.99 and $9.99, or else you only get 35% commission versus 70%. There's so many rules on that, right? Asma says, how to make income until making your own business. You can make money through recommending other people or other companies' products. You can make money through advertising. If you get a lot of traffic, you can have companies pay you to do sponsored posts or advertising instead of you creating a business out of that. And then that, of course, becomes your business. And I would see how you can just get one person, one result. Maybe you can coach one person and have that become a great case study for you to then unlock a coaching program or something that you could offer as a service down the road. Love it. Let's see, Renzo. What do you think about starting a business technology and entrepreneurship news portal focused on small and medium-sized companies for Latino America? I think that focusing on the Latino and Spanish-speaking communities are an amazing opportunity. They are huge and up and coming for sure. We see this in the podcasting front, in the blogosphere, on YouTube. However, a news-specific thing means you're going to have to be super focused on the daily, what's happening. You're going to be tied to what other people are doing, and it's you who are going to be reporting and journaling on that. That's something that could bring a lot of attention to you. There is a YouTube channel called Scarce that focuses on YouTube and Twitch related news, but he's coming in every day, and he obviously has to stay in tune with what's happening, and he's sort of at the mercy of what's happening out there, and it's great. However, you gotta remember that news does not end. And so if you are building this business to gain a little bit more control in terms of your freedom and time, a news-based specific one, or one that locks you into trying to be active and daily, which you're going to have to be if you want to stand out in the news-specific space, it's going to be very difficult. Now, there are ways around that. You could create, for example, a newsletter that you could sell that has a weekly listing of all the things that you find out there. And there's ways to structure it where you can sort of get your time back. But again, you're still going to have to be tuned to what's happening in the news, and that's going to be essentially a job, right? If that makes sense. So I'm just letting you know up front that that's kind of what you have to look forward to. But it can definitely be something worth. If you get a lot of traffic and people are going to want to get in front of that, especially if you build this audience daily. I mean, think of Philip DeFranco here on YouTube, somebody who posts news about just general news that happens and gossip and whatnot. But I mean, he's gained this huge following. It's absolutely changed his life for the better. But now if he were to stop, that's not good. Gadgeteer, excuse me. Great meeting you at Baltimore, or at Bal. Thank you for these live sessions. Appreciate you, Gadgeteer. You're awesome. #boo. This is for the Twitch streamers out there. I like this stream beats. I'm going to use this. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm glad the music's... I actually turned the music down because it was distracting when I was hearing it, but let me see what song we're at. Did the songs stop? No, it's still going. Okay. Just chill. More chill. Right? We're just at close your eyes for a sec. We're just at a coffee shop. Maybe you might imagine you're listening to me on a podcast right now. We're just chilling. Or maybe you're actually sitting right across from me. We're just clinking glasses, right? Okay, that didn't work. We're just hanging out, y'all. We're just hanging out. Appreciate you for being here, by the way. Cool. Let's see. Sue with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Sue. You're amazing. Love Q&A. I do them in my private Facebook group 2 times a week. Wondering if I can repurpose publicly without reducing the value and trust development in the group. Wow, I said that really fast. Yeah, I mean, consider the fact that you are not available live when you repurpose this, right? Or even just taking a couple questions. They're not able to see the whole thing, but you can take clips of this and post it on Instagram and your stories and say, hey, you guys are missing out. You need to join the group to be a part of this, but here's a question and here's the kind of value that we're offering. So you can pull out the highlights from there and go from there. Pat can buy a DeLorean and take it to Elon and have him make it into an electric vehicle. Yo, he is opening up. he's going to be licensing a lot of Tesla's technology because he wants sustainable design. He's doing this to help the world. I mean, he's lowering prices, and he's also allowing other automakers to license his stuff. Like, who does that? It's not about competition. In fact, he said that recently. It's not about crushing the competition. It's getting on our way to a sustainable world, and that's so commendable. By the way, speaking of Elon Musk, SpaceX today is bringing back the 2 amazing astronauts who were launched on the first privatized spaceship that went up to the International Space Station. They are landing today in about 3 hours. So if you want to catch that live, a historical moment on YouTube, most likely SpaceX's live stream, NASA's live stream. The live streams are already up and running. I'm going to have that be playing in the background over time after this in the living room so that the kids and the family can watch together. But they'll be splashing down, and it'll be really amazing. They've been up there for 64 days, which is pretty cool. Trying to figure out how Pat is able to hear his own thoughts with music playing in the background. LOL. Yeah, I turned the headphones off. So I have the sound coming and playing through headphones, so I can hear the sound. Even when I play YouTube videos, it's enough for me to understand what's going on. But the background music I have to turn down because it is a little distracting for me, for sure. Let's see. Yo, Boris in the house. Hey, Pat and team. Sorry for the absence this past week. It's been busy but productive. I hope you were doing awesome. Hope you were doing awesome, Boris. Boris Cornholio, also as he's known as, or the host of the Destiny Show podcast, Destiny being a video game, part of the Twitch community. Thank you for the kind words on Twitter this morning. I appreciate you. All right. Hey, Pat, I'm new here. What's up, Yash? Great to see you here. I want to know how to start earning online from scratch with small amount of money. So here's what I recommend you do. Go to smartpassiveincome.com/toolkit. That'll redirect you to this page here. And if you scroll down, you can download and get access to my course, Smart From Scratch. Literally, it will teach you how to do this. This is normally a $249 course. You don't have to pay that. We're giving this away during this pandemic. Didn't think we were going to give it away for this long, but we're still here. People are still asking, and we've given away over $3.2 million worth of that course already. So, yeah, you should get access to that. That's my answer to that question. All right, let's keep going here. Manos says, actually, that's a nice schedule. It'll go well. Your husband's name is Pat, right? Oh, I thought that was for me. That's for April, I think. Cool. All right, Pat. Hey, Pat, how you doing? How's your family and how are the kids? I hope you're staying safe, healthy, and well. We're doing really well. We're trying to make the best of things. We have this 10-foot inflatable pool in the backyard that we've been using every single day. We've been getting out in the sun, getting outside in a controlled manner. Haven't really been leaving the house area, but feeling really grateful for the opportunity to be together and to be safe. The tough things recently, we're making decisions related to the kids' schooling, but we're sort of past that now, and school starts September 2nd. So we still got a month with the kids here at home, and we're trying to do what we can to help them learn more about life skills at home, cooking, cleaning, laundry, etc. They are now on a commission-based chores schedule, and they've been doing really well with that. And Keone is sort of unlocking his times tables right now in preparation for 5th grade. And Kai and Keone are both doing piano. I was gonna say podcasting. Yeah, our spirits. We're trying to remain, high in our spirits, and definitely been watching a lot of Netflix for sure. The latest thing that we're watching on Netflix is called The Toys That Made Us. If you've seen this is awesome. These are about toys that I grew up with in the 80s and 90s. We watched an episode about the Ninja Turtle toys and just the history of that. It's just so amazing to hear the history of how these toys came to be and how the turtle thing was just kind of a joke in the beginning, and then it became this huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing. We watched one yesterday about My Little Pony, and I was like, this is for the girls, this is for April and Kai, and I was like so intrigued by exactly how the My Little Pony story came to be, and it's just amazing. You learn about marketing, you learn about business, you learn about just relationships in these episodes. The Toys That Made Us on Netflix, huge recommendation for it. Cool. Good stuff. Scrolling down. I might have missed a couple questions. I apologize. And I'm scrolling down here. Let's see. Question from Martin. Do you plan to stream something other than Fortnite on you and your son's Twitch stream? I'm not a fan of Fortnite. Yeah, Martin, we've streamed Minecraft before. Any new games that we get interested in. The kids are into Fortnite right now, so I want to stream with what they want. and keeping them happy all along the way is the most important thing. And so with a lot of new things unlocking in Fortnite right now, there's just a lot of things to share. However, just realize that the stream is not about the game. The stream is about the family being together, a lot of life lessons being taught during this time. There was a moment the other day where Keone was the last one surviving in our team. Me and Kai were both eliminated, and he was the only one left. And there was about 9 players left, plus him. And he was already giving up, right? He was like, I'm gonna die, like we're gonna lose. And I started to use that moment to teach him, for example, how we need to look at the different opportunities and perhaps the advantages that you have as being the lone player in the team. And he was able to get second place, in fact. And it was all about not giving up and whatnot. And so even though that was within Fortnite, which what you might not like, again, it's more about just the family aspect and the interaction. I'd love to see you there and chat with you. But yes, we do stream other things too. Cool. Question from Jillian. I'm just getting into your Superfan book, and I've sent out a survey to my email tribe. I'm not getting any bites yet, though. Any tips? Number 1, follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. Number 2, make it a personal ask. If you go to your direct messages on Instagram, for example, and you were to ask somebody in a video specifically a question, that's going to get a higher take rate. Even though it's to less people, it's a higher take rate because it seems more real. So just speak and ask from the heart. Hey, I'm looking for help, and I would love your answer, and just thank you for following. And if you could answer just even in 10 seconds, even with text, that would be really helpful, right? So yeah, that's what I'd recommend, Jillian. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 questions answered so far. A lot of these are much quicker. Cheryl says, what school decision did you come up with? We felt that it is in our best interest right now to keep the kids at home virtually. We have the opportunity to mid-school year in December or November change our answer. We wanted to be a little bit more on the safer side, and we didn't want to add more bodies into the school when really there's a lot of people there who don't have the opportunity to, and this is a large part of our decision, there's a lot of people who absolutely have to bring their kids to school, and they have no other choice. And we have the luxury of having the ability to teach the kids from home and to be here with them and to continue to sort of do a hybrid virtual homeschool sort of situation in conjunction with the school. And it's a matter of just allowing for those people who have to bring their kids to school to feel safer and to not have as many people around and to just, have that, there's so much to this, right? And plus just the lack of information about how the structure of the day was going to be. And because they were going to do a sort of morning/afternoon, you come to the school either in the morning or in the afternoon if you're going to come into school. Plus, we're not even allowed to go into school anyways right now. We're still under watch, which means that even if we were to choose in person, we wouldn't be able to do that until we're off of the watch list for 14 days. So even in September 2nd, if people choose that, it's still going to be virtual to begin with anyway. We figured it was just the safer bet right now, and we could still create little learning pods with people and our friends who are also choosing virtual too. So that's what we chose, and it was a lot of discussion, and I'm very thankful for the school district that we're in because the superintendent and especially our principal, we've had chats every single day almost with them in a more live setting, using YouTube Live, in fact, to share a lot of this stuff with the parents there, which is really cool. Renzo says, what do you think about starting a business? Okay, we talked about that already. Cool question. Any suggestions about starting a membership site for self-help lovers? Thank you so much, and also ciao from Italy. Yeah, in fact, I just launched a membership program called SPI Pro. You can check it out, smartpassiveincome.com/pro. We've learned so much in the last 6 months in this build up and the launch and what we're gonna do ongoing. We're gonna be sharing this information. In fact, we're gonna be running a workshop, a free workshop that anybody can come to learn more about how we built and how we created SPI Pro. More information on that later. You'll hear me talk about it here on the stream leading up to it, but it'll be at the end of August. And we're gonna go really deep into how we launched it, why, what we would recommend, what we would have done differently, all these sorts of things. But we're very thankful for the 500 members there. And we actually did reach our goal of 500 founding members, which is really cool. So we're still opening up spots every single week. We're gonna take it week by week. And if it ever gets to a point where it's feeling like we can't handle any more people, then we'll legit cap it. This is not a money play. This, we know, is the money will come as a byproduct of creating a really solid community. Anyway, I'd recommend checking out circle.so. Again, circle.so for a platform to host your community. Now, I am at the top of the hour here. I'm having a fun, chill time, y'all. What if we go for another 15 minutes? Would you guys be happy if we just kept going? You can leave if you'd like. You're never tied down to sticking all the way through, but I'd love to help you out as much as possible. There's some questions that I didn't get to. I will still not be able to get to all of them, but I'm trying to get to as many as possible. We've currently answered 36 of them. So somebody guessed 34 earlier in terms of how many we would get in an hour. You're pretty darn close. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36. 36 questions answered, which is pretty cool. Awesome. Looking for more questions. This is great. Margaret, what pitfalls did you run into by starting to teach things you used to learn? Like, how did you decide to differentiate yourself from your mentors like Internet Business Mastery guys? This is a great question. So you learn something from somebody else and then you want to teach it to others. To me, what helped was teaching how I did what I did. Not necessarily the lessons that I learned, but the execution of those lessons. So for example, I had ever since day one of Smart Passive Income in my favor, an existing business that I created called Green Exam Academy. Back then it was called inthelead.com, but I had to change the domain name because I used a trademark in the domain name, which is a big no-no. But anyway, just sharing my own case studies as examples, right? This is where we can easily differentiate ourselves from people who are also talking about, and the hordes of people that are talking about the same exact thing, yet have no real proof. Or they have proof, but it's not quite as strong. They're just playing curator, which is fine. Playing expert curator is great too, but you have to work to be a better curator than somebody else versus, hey, here is a unique, 100% authentic, real, only I have this in the world right now case study that you can learn from. It just becomes more real because it puts a lot of the teachings into perspective. So that's one way that I differentiated. Number two, I eventually found out that a lot of people wanted to learn from me because I was not in it for the mansions and the Lamborghinis. And so I eventually found out that people loved and gravitated toward me because I had a family. And my Lamborghini was a 2012 Toyota Sienna. And I was working out of my apartment in a 1-bedroom apartment. I've upgraded over time, obviously, but it is something that was very relatable for people at the start. I also shared my income reports for the first 10 years of my business. And that was something that was differentiated as well. I also was open with building businesses live in front of people. SecurityGuardTrainingHQ.com, FoodTrucker.com, SwitchPod. These are real case studies again. And I love using that as a differentiator. It's a little bit more of a struggle because you can't just copy and paste somebody else's stuff and use it. It's legit a real case study. And when you can provide your own real proof, nobody can question that. And that can become something that certain kinds of people can really gravitate toward. Question, what camera do you use to record video? So I use two cameras. If it's this angle here, I'm using a Canon EOS R DSLR camera, or this angle here, usually if my later videos on YouTube have been like this, right? A little bit more vlog style, a little bit more shaky, which makes it a little bit more personable, right? And this is a Sony ZV-1. This is a brand new mirrorless camera, point and shoot. I absolutely love it. And it's great. I can get up close. You can see it zooms in really nicely. The autofocus is really great on Sony cameras, which I love, and it's just really compact. So there's two more questions there. Question from Fun will now commence. How many videos do you recommend that creators have ready prior to launch their YouTube channel? I would just say, I'll just get 3 up there. Honestly, I mean, even one video, I would just say, just post it up. If you have it ready and you're worried about, oh, it's gonna take a lot of time to get these other 2 videos up, just launch it, just get it out there. The sooner you have it out there, the more likely YouTube's gonna put it out there and it might be found and you might get some subscribers from that first video. And even if you don't, at least you have now for your second video an opportunity for that video to get found and pushed out by YouTube. And then if not, then the third one. And you just keep going and grinding and really trying to hone in on what's working, read the signals from YouTube. When you create a video and it happens to pop, which means, hey, you're getting a lot more views in that video than others, then try to ride that wave a little bit, create more videos like that. But I would say 2 to 3 would be ideal, but hey, if that's not possible right now, just launch with the one that you have, get it out there, and try to stay consistent as well. Questions, how to raise kids to work in nice and intelligent way, not like schools. Man, that's a loaded question for sure, Asma. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. And this is part of my mission over time, is to help kids learn these skills of entrepreneurs that, whether they choose to be an entrepreneur or not, are very, very useful. Like how to learn from your failures, how to present your ideas to people, even strangers, how to sell or pitch your idea, how to present, how to manage a team and work with other people, how to lead. these sorts of things that they don't teach in school are really, really important for just success in life in general. So just I'm trying to instill that in my kids by leading by example, by coaching them instead of telling them. I was told a lot of things when I was a kid versus asked and coached. A good coach asks questions so that the student will actually learn on their own. And that's what I love. So anyway, let's see. Question, have you ever handled moderation during an online event with more than 1,000 users? We're expecting a big spike and I worry I'm not prepared for the crowd. Yeah, you're definitely gonna have to have one, if not more people who are admins or moderators in the audience, because especially at that level, I mean, it could just take a couple people to spoil the crowd. So you wanna make sure you have some people there who are trained and able to moderate. And by trained and moderate, I mean just, get rid of the spammy stuff. You can have Nightbot in there as well if you'd like to have a little bit of automated control, if you're worried about, swear words or people spamming and whatnot. Nightbot is a tool that you can use in conjunction with a live chat to sort of police. And I have to say that based on my experience on Twitch, it's great. However, you got to set the rules or else Nightbot can put the hammer down really quickly on people for stuff that may not be worth banning or whatnot. All right, here we go. Good stuff, good stuff. Again, sorry I'm not able to get to everybody's question. I'm just going through as many as I can. We're at 39 questions answered. And I got about 7 or 8 minutes left. Gadgeteer, as a successful entrepreneur, do you still struggle with bills or are you 100% financially secure? I think some successful entrepreneurs have no money struggles. A lot of entrepreneurs do have money struggles, but I'm very thankful that I've had some struggles in the past that I've been able to take care of. I work with a CPA and our bills are taken care of. But at the same time, we still work to question purchases, meaning now that there is money available, it's very easy. We've seen a lot of people struggle financially because they don't make smart buying decisions. And so my wife and I, whenever we're buying something that's not within our fun account, we have to talk about it. And we talk about it and we determine whether or not it's worth doing, even small purchases. And I think that practice of even in small purchases, making smart purchases is really key, because then we're not gonna potentially buy something that is not worth it or valuable to us. And so yes, bills are taken care of, and a lot of them are taken care of in a more automated fashion, but it also inspires me to see what I can do to increase the delta between how much we have left over and how much we could potentially make by increasing business and by being smarter in business and by cutting down on expenses at home and whatnot. So there's a lot of conversation happening in and around money for sure. Yo, good to see everybody here. Thank you so much. We are closing in on the final parts of this. The music is a nice touch. It's a good idea to turn it down off sometimes. Yeah, I can imagine like if there's a really serious answer, right? So there's music, right? And I'm like, yo, I gotta tell you about something crazy that happened. Turn down the music during a stream. But yeah, for effect, right? I like that idea. Thank you so much for that. All right. Do you think I should continue my WordPress blog even though I don't enjoy writing or being on video? I wrote 10 articles already, thanks. So I would say I would try to find where you can get excited. Whether that is still continuing. Maybe you don't enjoy writing because you don't enjoy what you're writing about, right? Before you commit to quitting writing, I would commit to try to find where you can get excited such that a topic that you're of interest in could in fact get you to write and get excited about it. So what I'm saying is, and thank you for this question by the way and being open here about this, what I'm saying is if you enjoyed something enough, perhaps you might end up writing about it in a way that would excite you. A lot of times we tell ourselves that we just don't like writing, and then we don't write and we miss out on the opportunity to potentially find people through SEO. You can also, by the way, have other people write for you. You could dictate certain things and either have somebody else write it or just post what you've dictated. Podcasting might be a great answer for you as well. Experiment, right? Try to find some excitement, and if it's not based on the topic that's the issue, then it may be indeed be based on the platform, in which case, then let's try some other platforms, right? You might find your home in podcasting, or in a certain kind of video, like same sort of litmus test for video, if that makes sense. All right. Question, Pat Flynn. Since making my book free, it's grown my email list 100%. More emails over profit first. Right, this is a long-term game, Martin. I love that you're going for long-term there, which is really great. Built my own website, and it's because of these lives and these courses. Thank you so much, Wendy. I appreciate you. Scooby says, I send your toolkit out lots, Pat Flynn, and send your mastermind YouTube to the mini mastermind I'm in. We're discussing tomorrow on a Zoom call at 7 a.m. Awesome. That's fantastic. Camera's right there, by the way. All right, I'm going to answer probably two or three more questions here. I'm looking at the discussion, and where I am in the chat, it was from about 10 minutes ago, so I know I'm a little bit delayed here. I apologize. For those of you who are asking questions like right now, I probably won't get to them. I apologize. Spanish and Go, what's up? Good to see you both here. I appreciate you. How have you systematized your podcast production? How do you organize your team in different roles to stay consistent? So this is what we talk about in my course, Amped Up Podcasting. A, being automate, being the first module, and that's really important to get yourself away from the production as much as possible so that you can M and P, market and profit. So here's how we have it set up. I record the interview or the solo show. I already know what that is because it's on a spreadsheet for the rest of the year. And I can, in fact, maybe even show you behind the scenes. I'm going to make sure that I don't show you something I'm not supposed to really quick. But I could show you the... So yeah, I'll show you the early parts. I'm not going to show you what's coming up because I don't want you to know what's coming. But this is a spreadsheet that we have for 2020. This is one of several tabs that you see down here for Ask Pat Submissions, Ask Pat Ad Spots, Ask Pat Podcast. But this is for the Smart Passive Income Podcast. And you'll see as we scroll down, we have all of the episodes, and they're green because they're done and they're recorded. But, on this side, in fact, we just recently added this ability to, actually you'll see down here, see where it says published. I can change this and you'll see these episodes ahead of time. In fact, we're already planned through December. Not recorded, guest scheduled, recorded, uploaded to Dropbox, stuck. And then this is for the intro, and this is for the episode itself. So essentially the way it works is I already know what podcasts are being recorded and when and what they're for, what the number is, etc., even months ahead of time. When I record those episodes, I put them into Dropbox with a folder of the same number of the episode. You'll see that number of episode here in column J. And then my team takes care of the rest. They know to go to Dropbox, to go to that folder. When they produce the episode, they master it, they export it. Another person puts it into Buzzsprout and then puts it in a draft for a WordPress blog post. Another person, the editor, goes in and creates the show notes for it and then hits schedule. And then it's done. So literally all I have to do now is record the show, pop it into Dropbox, it's done. And that's kind of how it works. And it's a machine now, which is really amazing. And I can focus on the relationships. I could focus on the marketing of it and the business aspects in and around the podcast, and everything else is taken care of. It took 7 years to get there, by the way. I did my podcast all myself, including the artwork, the show notes, the resource links, the social media, everything. I did for myself for about 7 years until I hired somebody. All right, one more question, and we're good to go. Greg says, the Fortnite stream from Friday was epic. It was totally epic. We had the largest crowd that we've ever had, and we got an incredible win in our third game, which was so much fun. I felt the excitement in the room, too. Thank you, Joyce, for hitting the thumbs up. I appreciate you, all of you. Thank you for hitting thumbs up. The 2 thumbs down, you're still here. I hope you have a better day. I understand. Sometimes it's easy just to let out a little frustration here. And if you need to do that here, just come back. Hit a thumbs down daily. It still helps with the algorithm. So thank you for that. I appreciate you. Cool. Snowman, 374th. Meat makes you stronger. Saying some very interesting things here. I appreciate you for coming on, and thanks for your feedback. Okay. Question, doing a 5-day challenge in the mid of August. Any special advice or promo? We'll end with this, Sue, since you left a super chat for us today. I appreciate you. 5 5-day challenge in the Mist Box. So let people know that this is coming if you haven't already. Number 1, have a countdown timer or a date at least in mind so that people can learn and look forward to this upcoming event. Number 2, make sure you tell people what's on the other end of this challenge. By the end of this challenge, you will have what? And what does that do for them? You need to sell them on the outcome of this. Number 3, if you can get people to share and invite their friends to come in on this challenge too, that'd be awesome. Number 4, might there be a prize or some sort of random giveaway for people who participate? Number 6 or 4, or I can't remember. We're at question 42, by the way, which is great. And if there's a community to go with this live challenge, definitely start preparing that now and even start getting people in there and ready for it too. This could be a first call to action for people to get them used to actually starting to push something out and promote something that they've done and to introduce themselves, right? Maybe it's a pop-up Facebook group with the expectation that that's going to close after the challenge, but you can let people in who are getting in on and registering for this challenge now to get into this group, and then in that group, that's where you have a direct connection to these participants where you can go, okay guys, next week, the challenge is starting. Make sure to have these things prepared. We're so excited. Guys, tomorrow we're starting. Let me know here with your favorite emoji if you're really excited about that, and you can get people fired up, and then the video that you pop up or what have you, and however you choose to deliver the challenge, you can put that information, you send it out via email, you can pop it in the Facebook group, you can go live in that Facebook group as well if you'd like. And then remember, always encouraging people along the way. And then what I would do is in the middle of that challenge, share some results that people have had. Maybe within an email, you put some benefits you spotlight some of your community members who have succeeded in day 1, in day 2, and day 3, of course. And then make sure that by the end of this, you have a place for them to go. Is there a day 6 email that goes out that tells them, first of all, a recap of everything? And also in the Facebook group, you can do the same thing. And here are the next steps. Maybe that ties to an affiliate program or something that you have going on from there. Woo! Sorry, Cheryl. Yeah, I increased the, I have to put a little marker here with where the sound is. I apologize. Am I the only one dancing to this dope dubstep beat? Let me hear it. Yo, this is great. So Sue, hope that helped you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming in today, Team Flynn. I think we're gonna make every Sunday chill Q&A day. What do you think about that? We'll bring the stream beats on. Big thanks to Harris Heller for making this free for everybody. Yo. Cool. Hey y'all, thanks so much. Keep up the great work. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about lead magnets, growing your email list, how to do it easy, how to do it big. We're gonna have some fun. Team Flynn, thanks so much for coming in today. Make sure you watch that live stream of the splashdown and the amazing astronauts that are coming back to Earth today on a SpaceX Dragon capsule, the Dragon 2. Amazing. And hoping they have a safe return. Hoping you're safe, staying happy and healthy today on a Sunday. Keep up the great work. Do something fun today. I appreciate you. And as always, Team Flynn for the win.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Team Flynn, you're amazing. Thank you so much for being here today. Q&A every Sunday. Let's do it. Thanks, chat. Look out for an opportunity to join the membership here on YouTube to unlock some emojis for you tomorrow. Do something fun. I'll share more of that with you tomorrow. But Team Flynn, peace out. Thanks so much. And as always, Team Flynn for the win. Peace out, y'all.